Hey guys, we're going to be covering the annual earning estimation guide. So if you are planning to apply for 491 or 190 here in Victoria, then better to check these out as well, because this is one of the factors that Victoria is considering to nominate an applicant. By the way, I'm not an immigration agent or lawyer. Take all of my advice as a grain of salt, but all of the information that we'll be discussing here is just purely based on the Live in Melbourne website resources. So when you go in here in this link that I'm going to be sharing that link to you, there are some, like here, skilled nomination 190 and then 491. So as I said, when you are planning to apply any of this subclass, one of the consideration that the Victorian state check is your earning or your annual earning. So for the 190, it says here, if you are living in Victoria, so it's not really more into a regional, it's not bound to regional. So if you're living in Victoria and work in a skilled employment for an employer physically located in Victoria, you can provide an annual earning in your ROI. So when you say when you said skilled employment, at least it is related to your ANSCO code. So let's say you are an accountant, your job is related to an accountant. And what is only recommended in here is not a full-time job. So let's say you're like an international student in accounting, and your job is also into accounting. 24 hours per week is fine for you to claim your earnings, and that's one of the big factors as well. Okay, so let's jump in here. Before that, let's just jump into 491. 491 stating here, it's a bit different with 190 because in 491 you need to have an employment that is physically located in the regional Victoria. So that's the difference. This one, it's not bound to regional. As long as you work in Victoria, you're fine with that. With this, I think there's an exemption with the student. I'm just not sure, but I'm gonna double check with this if you are really bound with the regional Victoria. Also, just research it by yourself. Hope that helps. With the minimum earning, there's no minimum earnings with this, but you know, the higher the earning you have, the better, bigger chances you get invited. How you can claim your points. Your employment does not have to be related. Okay, it doesn't need to be related, but if it's related, the better. So that's the catch on that. So with this one, skilled employments include different levels. As I said, there's 4 leveling. Yeah, I think for it's already explained here, so let's just read it. Skilled employment includes any role that is skilled level 1, 2, and 3 in a relevant ANSCO code. Please see the website of the list of the ANSCO code, and you can always like Google, let's say my web developer. I can see my level there. So that level 1. Okay. For example, if you are nominated in occupation in mechanical engineer level 1, but you are working as a truck driver, which is level 4, you cannot claim that earning because it's classified as level 4. So it's not related to your ANSCO code. That's what I said in here. However, if you are a mechanical engineer in level 1, but you are currently working as a mechanical engineer technician level 2, so the gap is not that like big, like this one from level 1 to level 4. You can't claim that, but level 1, 2 is fine. So you can claim earnings from this job as it classified as level 2. Okay. Now let's jump in with the earnings. So you can claim points that includes your flat wage, payment while on leave. So if you are a permanent full-time or permanent part-time, there's an associated benefits on that. Penalties as well if you work during holidays, commission, which is just restricted to sales roles, amount salary sacrificed with this one. Okay, very good with that. What type of claims you cannot, so don't be confused with the penalties. Penalties is you work during holidays, but with the overtime, you work overtime. Why am I explaining that? You already know it, but like, yeah, maybe I'm just confused when I first glance at. But anyway, yeah, so overtime is not included. What is the information that you need? If you're invited to apply for a Victorian visa nomination, you have to claim annual earnings in your ROI. And as I said, you don't need to be full-time on this. At least you have a 20 hours per week of experience. You will require to provide evidence of nomination and employment contract. Employment contract reference with a position. You can check, like mostly I recommend that you follow the reference letter when you are doing skills assessment. So just to make sure that they won't gonna get back to you and say, oh, your reference letter is not correct. So payslip is at least most recent 4 weeks, superannuation showing most recent contribution as well, and your letter of offer. You must support all your claims of earnings with documents in your application. During our assessment of your application, we may require further evidence. So double check your tax also. You can put that there if you are working as a sole trader. So assessment consideration here, oh, that there, tax invoices. Please keep on mind. So I work multiple job. Can I claim earning? You cannot claim multiple job, but you can claim the highest paying job that is eligible. Can I claim earning as an independent contractor? Okay, we may accept earnings from your employment as a contract worker or independent contractor in a skilled employment. If you are invited to apply for nomination, you must support all the claims like your tax invoices, contract services, your most recent assessment, notice of assessment, your most recent income tax return, and we may require further information as well. You may be eligible if you are on unpaid leave temporarily for skilled employment. So you need to have all of this. Can I claim earning as a casual? If your employment is casual, please note that the calculator will adjust the amount of casual loading. Please use the adjusted figure provided by calculator in your ROI. Applicants working regular hours and a casual should use a casual calculator. Okay, if your earnings are on a part-time basis, note that the calculator will adjust your earnings to reflect there. Okay, and most importantly, you shouldn't be sending a false and misleading information, because that will jeopardize your application and your immigration dream. Okay, with here one, let's say I'm gonna put in casual, or let's say self-employed, and so weekly earning, let's say 1,800, and then you calculate that, you have a 93,000 ROI or revenue or something. You should use the number in your ROI in your registration of interest. So yeah, hope that helps. And again, if you have any question, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Again, I'm not an immigration agent nor a lawyer, so I highly suggest that you consult with the legal parties. Thank you and have a great day.